So I'm going to ask you an incredibly difficult question. Can you tell this committee the most amazing characteristics about your wife?
Well, that she has actually...
And feel free to elaborate because we're waiting on Senator Schmidt.
I'm going to take my time. So, I better not get this wrong. I'm grateful for a wife, and I think everybody who has a family looks at their kids and their spouse. But someone who has 9 kids, I would love to take credit for doing the hard work and the heavy lifting of raising kids. But I have to give that award and gold medal to my wife, who has been the center and the heart of our family. And as you've had a chance maybe to get to know Valentina a little bit here today, and I'm just stretching you guys, so we're going to wait for Senator Schmidt. Having a Down's child can be, when you get that diagnosis, can be very scary because there's a point of unknown with a Down's child, and we were no different. It was a little bit scary, but she has truly been the joy of our life. She had open heart surgery and had a full recovery, and she's very friendly. So when Senator Baldwin came into the ante room, she's very bipartisan too. So she went up and was hugging Senator Baldwin, and then the senator was very kind and hugged her back, and they had a break, and then she's like, that wasn't enough, we're gonna hug again. And so they had a second hug. Just to put a point on that, it's anyone who has that diagnosis, I would just tell you they're wonderful, beautiful children, and they will bring happiness and joy to your life. And I would encourage people to take a hard look at that when they make decisions. And I appreciate Senator Schmidt allowing me to talk about Valentina and my family as you sprinted down here.
Well, and I will tell you, Senator Cantwell and I were observing the absolute joy Valentina has, and perhaps a lesson all of us can learn, that at times we think things in life might be dour, and her joy and marvel at everything around her is inspiring to see.
Not only have I been someone concerned about foreign disinformation, I've been the target of it from multiple nation states, and I've learned over time that the best way to confront disinformation is through a flood of free speech that allows the counterpoints of view to be heard and understood. I think where we get ourselves into trouble, and we've learned this now, and I think multiple U.S. companies are now admitting, is when we get ourselves into a position of determining what's true and what's not, and then using the tools of government to go after that, particularly when it implicates domestic entities. But yes, it is one of the tools that they have in their toolbox. By the way, it's not just disinformation. It's flat out influencing nation states' views of the United States writ large by promoting conspiracy theories internally in other countries that undermine us and that undermine our standing, whether it's in Africa, and increasingly you see it in the Western Hemisphere as well. And one of the best ways to combat that is to be present, to be there, to show what we do, and to brag about what we do. One of the things that frustrates me the most is there are literally programs within the USAID where they do not allow us to label it as made in America or a gift of the American people because it might offend someone locally. I think it's important for the world to know that what the United States is doing to help their societies, we do not do a good enough job of promoting what we have done historically and continue to do to help our fellow man around the world.